I just want to say, like, we're meant for relationships. We're meant to feel. We're meant to, like, have vulnerability. We're not meant to avoid relationships or avoid being vulnerable. That will eventually hurt other people. That will leave you feeling like you don't belong anywhere, and that will tell you the wrong things. Yes, there are some people that are not meant for you. Yes, there are some people that prey on you and not actually seek what's good for you, but we're meant for relationships. It's our job to search out and discern who's worth the relationship, because some people don't want to deal with their issues. Some people don't want to actually address whatever unresolved issues, unresolved trauma, or any maladaptive coping skills that are hurting themselves or hurting other people. But no matter what we do, like, the best thing about life and how you actually live your life freely and how you actually live your life just authentically is based on how honest you can be with yourself, to understand that as human beings, we're wired for relationship. We're wired to be vulnerable. We're wired to feel. That is what makes life worth living. That is what makes life, like, beautiful. And yes, we've all been hurt. We've all been through something, and we also have to learn and discern, like, who's worthy of being in our space, who's worthy of being, deemed safe people, who actually see us for who we are, and actually are not coming in with their egos to prey on us, that not coming in with their egos to seek a benefit, but they don't want to also give you the benefit of, you being in relationship with them. So I don't care how much this generation, or even the older generation, don't want to feel anything, don't want to be vulnerable. Like, you're hurting other people, and you're also hurting yourself, because you were meant to feel, you were meant to live, you were meant to, like, experience emotions. But it's all about healthy, like, how are you actually experiencing your emotion in a healthy manner, that you're not taking it out on other people. Yes, you've been hurt, but how are you also making sure that you're showing up and presenting a safe person for somebody else to connect with, for somebody else to attach to, without you wanting the upper hand, without you wanting to take advantage of someone because you've been hurt. And that's the thing about society right now that's happening, is people miss their necks. People miss the God sent person that was meant to be in their lives, whether it's a friendship, whether it is a job, or it's a romantic relationship, or a family relationship. People miss their God sent. They pray for someone to be genuine. They pray for someone to be accepting and loving, and to walk in life with and journey with. However, they're also not safe. So you can't pray for something you're not giving people either. You can't want someone to be a blessing and you are not a blessing. That doesn't work in that way. And sometimes when we talk about equally yoked, we don't even think about the fact that someone has to also be emotionally equally yoked. You cannot come in as an avoidant person, but you want someone to be vulnerable. You're avoiding every emotion in your life to not feel, but you want to connect with a human being that's free, that is also vulnerable, that is comfortable with their emotion. And what that does, that creates an unsafe space for people to connect with you. So you have to be willing to give what you also want from other people. And that is what's happening. And the sad thing is, you see people jumping so quick to sex. Like, people have healthy sexual drives, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the fact that every time you turn around, you want to just have sex and not actually deal with your emotions, like being close with someone is just not a sexual activity. Like, how else can you be safe with people in a relationship without jumping in bed with everyone or avoiding your emotions because all you think about is sex or drinking or drugs or whatever it is? Like, we have to get to a place, and there's no judgment, of making sure that we're dealing in a healthy way with our emotions, that we're also creating space for that thing that we're praying for. You cannot pray, God, give me a blessing. You cannot pray for God to bless you with someone, and then you a demon, and then you are not even dealing with your issues, but you want that person to be an angel to you, but you're a whole demon to them. So we have to really think about reciprocity when it comes to relationships, and in every way. And it's just sad because we were meant to be in relationships. We were meant to feel. We were meant to be vulnerable. And yes, not everyone is safe to receive that. You just have to find the people worthy of that to be safe with. But also, if you are someone that needs to deal with your emotions in a healthy manner, you need to work on that. You need to make sure that how are you keeping people from attaching to you? Like, anyone that's emotionally, mentally, spiritually healthy will not connect with someone that is avoidant, will not connect with someone that utilizes sex as a means to get, closer, because they're on a deeper level. They're not thinking that, sex or alcohol or whatever, things that we do in order to avoid real emotions. Like, they're not going to connect with you. You're not going to keep them in your life because they have worked hard on themselves. So those people will automatically disappear from your life. Or like, if you're avoidant, you're going to keep attracting those kind of people because you're emotionally unavailable. And that's something that you may not know, but you're choosing to be emotionally unavailable. So therefore, you will attract people who are emotionally unavailable because it might be your default. Maybe you learn that in your childhood of your parents not being emotionally available, or that's just how you saw that in your siblings and your lineage. But because it's something that you're used to, you automatically go towards that. And you keep trying to figure out how you can get people who are emotionally available, but you yourself have to be emotionally available. So I don't know why I just felt led to just talk about the fact that we were meant for relationships. And I get it. We've all been hurt. We've all been in unfortunate situation that may have been, our own, or it may have been caused by someone else that was not healthy. And that's okay, but it doesn't mean that we need to shut down in order not to live. Because once you shut yourself down, you literally stop living, because you stop being who you are. You shut down who you're called to be. The only thing that we have to do when it comes to relationships is making sure that we are in tune with ourselves emotionally. And when we do see people who are unhealthy in that way, that it doesn't have to be mean, it just has to be firm boundaries put in place, that you're not safe for me emotionally because you're not even safe for yourself. And I just have to, like, find something else to do when it comes to, like, protecting myself. And it doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that you're not a safe person for yourself. Therefore, you can't be a safe person for me. So whatever it is that is happening emotionally with you, and you like really truly want to live, like, oh my gosh, like life is so beautiful, not because of other people. It's beautiful because I'm willing to be free. I'm willing to love freely. I'm willing to live freely. I'm willing to be myself freely, not to gain anything else, but because that's who I am. However, I may encounter people who are emotionally not there on my level or spiritually not on my level. It doesn't make them a bad thing. It just may be that in order for me not to get hurt and in order for me not to keep bleeding, when the goal is for me to just keep pouring out love, I have to make sure I remove myself and let those individuals work on them. And sometimes boundaries don't look like anything fun to people who may want that benefit of being in a relationship with you. However, um, they can't be in that relationship because why would God heal you to put you back in a situation where you have to keep hurting and you can't even move forward in your life because you're healing? Now he have to stop, and then um you went to be in a friendship and a relationship with someone, or even in a work environment with someone, or family relationship with someone that constantly keep cutting you. Now he has to keep stopping to make sure that you're healed before you go to the next part of your life. And every single time you do that, you miss the opportunity to live and reach your goals that God has set for you. So don't close yourself when it comes to relationship. We just have to be discerning of who is supposed to be in our space. And it doesn't make us feel like we're better than anyone. It just means if you're trying to get here, you can't come with the goal to prey on me, to take advantage of me, to take advantage of the love, the grace, the mercy, the forgiveness that God has given me for you, because you may think I'm a silly person or I'm being stupid. But someone who is healthy sees that as a gift from God. Someone who is healthy sees your forgiveness, your mercy, your grace towards them as a blessing from God. They don't see it as an opportunity to prey on you, and that's what's the difference between a safe person and someone that is, you know, emotionally unsafe in any way. But again, we were called to be in relationship no matter how much we want to isolate. Like, trust me, I don't be liking a lot of people, but I also understand the benefit of taking my time to find out who's worthy of being in relationship with me, because we're on the same path. As I'm not trying to take advantage of you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, sexually, in any type of way. I'm just trying to be a blessing to you. And it's the same thing for the other person. I'm not trying to hide behind my unresolved issues of dealing with emotions, that I take it out on you because that's the only way, that's my default of knowing how to deal with issues. So feel your emotions, go through counseling if you have to, work on how you're showing up. Because if we constantly try to manipulate and condition other people to be who we want them to be because we want to feel safe, to protect our own hearts and to protect our own self, because we don't want to work on those things that are blocking us from really getting those um like, I mean, really getting those great relationships that we can have, um we're not going to have them, because at the end of the day, you're not being a blessing to someone else, and you're being a hindrance to them, and you're being a fraud. You're not trying to work on yourself, but you want someone else to give you the best of them when you can't even give them the best of you. So, like, please, relationships are a vehicle, relationships are vital, relationships are a blessing. We're not meant, like, the right relationships are a blessing. We're not meant to be so hardcore. We're not meant to be like hidden behind our looks, our sex drive, our ambition, that we can't connect. You ever met someone that is like have the bomb, everything, car, home, career, everything, but they just an empty shell? Like, and as long as they're empty, they're never going to be fulfilled because they have not allowed themselves to actually gain um insight of their emotion or be vulnerable. So I don't care how much money you have, I don't care how good you look, I don't care what it looks like in your life, I don't care how many homes you have. If you can't emotionally connect to anyone, you're going to have a void. And that was never the case with God. Like, why would He give us all of these emotions if He didn't want us to feel them? However, we may not have the skills that we need to relearn. And that is like with any of us. You have to learn those skills of what am I truly called to be? That's if you want to. That's if you want to live to your full potential of who God called you to be. Because um that's what it takes. It's not about doing it for other people, but it's truly, am I living how I want to like live? Am I hiding from myself? Am I um like, do I feel free? And that's the thing, like the freedom that comes with being emotionally available, the freedom that comes with being yourself, to know that I can be vulnerable, I can let people in, I know when I need to not let them in because they're like exhibiting unsafe behaviors that are emotionally not for me. If I automatically see a manipulator, if I see someone that is trying to prey on the good aspects of who I am, of what makes me who I am, you don't get any access to me, because your ego is more important to you than the connection. And you're saying that your ego is not important, but you're showing up. So if you're showing up in a way where it's only beneficial for you, that it's only protecting yourself, I'm not going to be there, because you are only concerned with you. And once people are concerned with themselves, they can't even be there for other people, because the goal is, how can I protect myself? The goal is not, how can I connect? The goal is, let me protect myself because I'm feeling uneasy here. I'm feeling this way here. And it's all about me, me, me. And that is the level of insecurity that people don't understand, is when we are constantly focused on, let me see how I could get the upper hand. Let me see how I could take advantage of someone. That's insecurity. You're operating out of insecurity. It doesn't, and insecurity, people think it looks like, oh, I don't think I'm cute, or, oh, I don't. No, insecurity is the simple fact that you want to gain the advantage of someone in order for you to feel in control, in order for you to feel, secure about yourself. So show up in a way where you want people to show up for you. If you want to benefit in a good relationship, you also have to bring that to other people. So I hope this helps someone, and God bless.